What's up, peoples? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever your time zone is. I hope you are having a good 2022 so far. Just want to share with y'all, man. I made a major decision yesterday, and I decided to sell my car. Got rid of my car because it wasn't serving me anymore. It was serving me in terms of mobility. I'm able to get where I need to be at the time I need to be there, and I'm able to get out my house, get up and just go at my own will. But the maintenance of it, the financial maintenance of it, was starting to become a burden, and it was more of a burden than it was a blessing. Because if any of my New Yorkers, having insurance in New York, car insurance in New York is utterly ridiculous. And at one point, as a matter of fact, it's close. I'm pretty much paying rent twice. So it was like I just had to make that hard decision to let this thing go so I could have more peace of mind and be creative and do the things that I need to do. And that's what I want to talk about right now. I want to talk about making adjustments. Making adjustments is not easy. Like, adjustments is hard because oftentimes we refuse to look at the problem. And in making adjustments, the first thing you have to do is identify the problem. What is the problem? What's happening? What is the struggle right here? And being committed to cut ties with the problem. If something is not serving you the way it once was, are you willing to cut ties with it? Are you willing to let that thing go in order for you to fulfill your vision or accomplish your goals? Like, my goals are the same. I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still, an actor. I'm still doing all these things. I'm still an MC for events. All of these things of which I use my vehicle for. But at the same time, I can still do those things with public transportation and have peace of mind every month. So I had to make an adjustment, and in doing so, I really had to identify this major problem, which I've been ignoring for a long time. Y'all know what I mean when you are paying a bill, and as you're paying the bill every month, the same emotion that comes up of, yo, this is ridiculous. And I came to a point where I'm like, I'm saying this is ridiculous every single month. Every month I have the same reaction and the same emotion when I'm paying this bill. Because my APR was just too high. It was my first time, buying a car or financing a car. So they hit me with a high APR, and the credit wasn't the greatest. And with New York insurance, every month the emotion was the same, and I was just ignoring it. I'm like, I need my car. I got a family, I got kids. I was making up these reasons why I had to keep the car, as opposed to taking off the lens and looking at the possibilities that can come my way by getting rid of this debt, getting rid of this monthly bill. And when I came to grips with that, there was such a liberty that came on me, that was upon me. There was such a freedom. There was I was able to look at it from a lens of, I can still do all the things I need to do and save more money every month by getting rid of my car. And I want to share with you guys the power of making adjustments, because when you make adjustments, you are able to, you make room for your vision. You make room for your responsibilities, your goals. You make room for the things that you're working on. And if you don't sit with the problem and identify it and weigh whether or not, is this worth it? Is this worth me keeping? I'm talking about a car, but this is, with some people, it's a relationship. Is that relationship worth keeping? Is it more of a burden than it is a blessing? Is it giving you more grief than it is giving you access? And when I say relationship, I'm talking romantic relationships, I'm talking friendships, I'm talking even family. What are you willing to give up in order to free up space for your vision? What are you willing to cut ties with? And I want to be careful with that word, because I don't like cut off, but cut ties in terms of your regular space, like texting and the phone conversations and accepting certain phone calls and being in certain group chats and just being around. Like, have you created that space in your ethos, in your day-to-day space, to give you the liberty and the room, the freedom to pursue your goals, to pursue your pipe dreams? You have to make adjustments, and in order to do so, you have to look at what's the problem, what's holding you back. You know what I mean? Like, what's weighing you down? What is a burden that you need to shake? Because oftentimes what happens is we become so comfortable with our burdens. We become so comfortable with, with our problems. It's a dangerous thing to be comfortable with a struggle. We do that a lot. Like, our struggles, we'd rather keep the struggle, right, than make the adjustment to get rid of it, because we become so comfortable with it. That's what I've been doing. I should have got rid of my car a year ago. I became so comfortable with that struggle that I was still willing to pay, the amount that I was paying per month, because of the comfortability that it provided, because of the leisure that it provided me, when I could have easily looked at it and be like, I live in New York. I can get back on this train, get on a bus, and regroup and get a car, get another car down the line when things are a little bit better. Like, I'm really being transparent here, because this was a major decision for me. I like my car, I like my leisure, I like my comfortability. I'm one of those, I blast music when I'm driving. I like what I'm used to, but it was a burden. What is a burden in your life right now that you need to really take a look at and cut ties with it and move on with it and make an adjustment to getting towards your goal another way? Is it a relationship? Is it a bill? Is it, an activity? Is it something that you're doing on a regular basis that if you cut ties with this thing, you actually would be better off? You'd be in a better headspace. You would be less stressed. That's what I want you to think about today. And when we're talking about adjustments, I remember going to my nephew's football game a couple of years ago out in Jersey. He was playing for a really good high school, and the school they were playing, my nephew's team was better than the other team. They were more talented than the other team. And so by halftime, my nephew's team, they were winning. I think the score was like 21-0. Like, they were whooping on this team. They was beating them real good. They were just dominating them. Halftime is over, and I'm hearing everybody, yeah, it's over. So I'm hearing my family, my wife next to me says, yeah, it's a wrap. They got this in the book. And I'm like, I done seen enough games in my lifetime. I'm an athlete. I done seen a lot of football games, a lot of basketball games where teams come back. So I was telling them, like, don't be so sure that it's over. I just had that gut feeling like it's never over until it's over. So second half comes in, and the other coach made adjustments. What my nephew's team was doing well was scrambling with their quarterback and picking up a lot of yards, and he was best throwing the ball on the run, on the move. So what they did was they took off his running lanes. So he wasn't able to run. He had to stand in the pocket and throw the ball, and he was short, so it was hard for them. When I tell you, my nephew's team couldn't score. I think the entire third quarter, they couldn't score another point. They made an adjustment to take away what that team was doing best. They figured it out. They weren't better in terms of talent. They were better in terms of making adjustments. They stopped what they were doing in the first half. Like the visiting team, they changed up what they were doing in terms of the style of play, the offense, the defense. They made adjustments to their game. And in doing so, they wound up beating my nephew's team. I think the final score was 30-27 or something like that. They won. The other team won the game by simply making an adjustment. They went, regrouped, then the coach made a decision to change up what he was comfortable doing. Because what he was comfortable doing, it just wasn't serving them in the first half. So by making this adjustment at halftime, of taking away what was comfortable, they wound up winning the game. And I never forget that, because most of the times we would just stick with what's comfortable. We would just stick to what we know best, right? Most of us in life, like whatever we know best, especially when our backs are against the wall, we're going to stick to what we know best because it's comfortable. And I just want to challenge you guys today, man, to just fight being comfortable all the time. Make an adjustment that's going to serve not your comfortability, but serve your purpose. What adjustments do you need to make to serve your vision, to serve your purpose, to serve your goals? What do you need to change up? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to take away? What do you need to, get out of your system? Making adjustments is powerful because it gives you clarity on what's working and what's not working. And it frees you to be able to create the life that you want to live. It's speaking of football, making adjustments. Back in college, I was a free safety back in college, and I had hurt my neck. I had a bulged disc in my neck, huge injury, ended my football career. And for years, we're talking like back in 2009, for years, I walked around with this bulged disc in my neck, which made me for a long time walk around like this and didn't even know it. Like one shoulder was always higher because I'm compensating. A couple of years ago, I was recommended to go to a chiropractor, and the chiropractor, basically explaining what they do. I asked a bunch of questions. I'm like, what is the purpose of this? And he said, Dale, your injury has forced your body to make its own adjustments. So all of these years, your body has been adjusting to the trauma that you've inflicted on it from playing football. Your body has been adjusting to that bulged disc. So it's the reason why, one shoulder was a little higher than the other. It was compensating. Your body was making its own adjustments all of these years so you can be comfortable. Your body's always trying to figure out a way for you to be comfortable naturally. He says, so what we're going to do is something called chiropractic adjustment. So you ever seen when the chiropractors, they cracking and all this stuff that looks kind of scary. But what it's actually doing is realigning your body, adjusting your body to go away from the trauma response. It's adjusting your body to the healing, because the trauma has been healing for years. But so long your body has adjusted to the trauma that it doesn't even respond to the healing. So we're gonna make these adjustments to your cervical spine, your cervical sixth spine, so that we can bring down the inflammation in the disc, and your body can, you can go from walking around like this to having better posture. And it took some time, but ultimately I wasn't, doing all of this stuff anymore. What I'm saying is, when you identify the problem, you can make the necessary adjustments to solve the problem. You can make the necessary adjustments, and it brings you peace of mind. It gives you another level of comfort. It gives you a level of satisfaction. And I think that's something. It was a very important lesson for me to learn with my injury, with my car. Like, I've had to make some hard decisions like throughout the years, man. Hard decisions, especially those of you who identify with being a parent, identify with being a spouse. You have dependents, you have people that are depending on you, to make things happen. You got to make some hard decisions, right? You have to make, any parent, all of you parents, like, you get this. Any adult, period, like, you get this. You have to make some hard decisions. You can't spend whatever you want to spend. You can't go shopping whenever you want to go shopping. You can't, you have to do what's necessary for the vision. So all of this is to remind you of your vision. What is your vision, right? What did you see? What did God show you? What do you have written on paper? What are those ambitions? At the end of the day, that's what it's about. If it's not serving that vision, then you may need to cut ties with it. If it's not moving the needle on your purpose, then you may need to get rid of it. Stop being comfortable with struggles. We have to stop that. We've gotten so comfortable with our struggles that we would just let them sit idly by. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that at you guys today. Make the adjustment. Figure out what's not working for you, what's not serving you, what's not adding value, what's not bringing you that peace of mind. It's gonna be work. Like, you gotta face. It's hard. Like, you have to face this thing and really make that decision. Like, getting rid of my car, again, I can't emphasize it enough. That was a hard decision for me. Like, my wife saw my mood. She trying to hug me and make sure I'm like, I'm gonna be all right. But it was a hard decision, but it was a necessary decision. I'm not gonna sit with a comfortable struggle. Not doing that anymore. I'm gonna make these hard decisions and inch closer and closer to my destiny, to my calling, to my pipe dreams. And that's what I want to offer to you guys today. So do me a favor, if this video added any value to you, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And as usual, be tapping in with you guys, just sharing inspiration, sharing my journey, just sharing nuggets of wisdom that I'm gaining along the way, because we're on this journey together. I don't have all the answers, but as long as I'm living, I'm constantly learning, and I want to share those experiences with you. So as always, peace and love, and live what you love. Peace.